Good. So I'm looking up at you on my monitor. That's why I look like I'm looking up. Some of you have heard me say that. You're larger up there than you are down here. Good morning. We're going to do some Qigong-like things this morning to get energy moving in the body. We'll also do some pranayama. And then we'll be exploring the psoas muscle again, as we did yesterday. Really important right now. So good job getting here. Nice to see you. Still signing in. So hi to Arizona. Yeah. Hi to my neighbor. Sasha's, I think, still in my neighborhood. Hi. I can wave at you just over there. Oh. My other neighbor, she's just around the corner. As far north as Bellingham. So there's two of you here this morning from Bellingham, just so you know. You can say hi to each other. Kat and Heidi are both here from Bellingham. Very nice. Alaska, thanks for coming extra early for you guys. Good job. Now my other neighbor is here. She's in that direction. It's so funny. You know, the village is getting bigger because we're online for the yoga, but also I can sense the distance between me and Maria and Ashley and Sasha, and my direct neighbors. So Sadie and Kate are both here from Southern Oregon, just letting you know you're both here. Oh, and Barb is also here from Southern Oregon. Great. Okay, so let's begin with our practice. I will be sharing this morning a quote from Ibram X. Kendi and his essay article. I'll put that on our Facebook and also on our website. So let's take an upright seat, please. You can get settled in for your antenna for your practice. And whether you're a morning person, like brightly a morning person as I am, or less of a morning person, whatever the situation is, please bring your attention into this antenna, what I'm calling an antenna. And for right now, try to sense the vertical plumb line. And just as in the physical body, there's this central nervous system and then the routes that go out to the periphery, to your fingertips, to the tips of your toes. First, sense this central line. And then allow your attention to also include the antennae, as if you were a very interesting bug, all these antennae that do go out to touch the world and are influenced by it. Just like the nerve pathways that go down to the tips of your fingers. With the mind and the psyche, we have the capacity to reach way beyond the skin of the body, of course. So we can sense these two things simultaneously, this central plumb line and this reach that your psyche, your heart, your spirit has beyond. And then allow your breathing to deepen and try to sense that in the inner ecology that's you, when we are less preoccupied with, say, our prana isn't flowing so well, or we have aches and pains, or we're eating less well, or not sleeping that well, and that causes a kind of preoccupation inside with our well-being. When we are less preoccupied, we're more capable of being engaged in the world, more capable of sensing life beyond our own concerns. And that's very important right now. So use the breath to help clear out whatever residue you're bringing with you to class, whether you slept well or not. To clear out the residue of stress or tension, habit, and history, your own history and habit. And to bring yourself into the present moment. And then let's make a dedication of our practice that for you, as you bring your palms together at your heart in Anjali Mudra, this dedication is meaningful, personal, and it extends beyond your personal life to your village, your global village. And this morning we'll chant the Gayatri mantra, Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. Tat Savitur Varenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayata. Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. Tat Savitur Varenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayata. Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. Tat Savitur Varenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayata. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. With your exhale, you're welcome to bow your head to your heart. And as I said the last few days, Anjali means to make a forward offering from the heart. So you may bow your head to your heart, acknowledge the intention held in the center of your hands, and then you can offer that intention outwards. And release your hands, and please open your eyes. So this morning I wanted to share these words from a very compelling, important author right now. And I'll read it slowly. Ibram X. Kendi, he said at the end of an important essay, which I will link again to our Facebook and also to our website, he said, "History is calling the future from the streets of protest. What choice will we make? What world will we create? What will we be?" So history is calling the future from the streets of protest. What choice will we make? What world will we create? What will we be? And this question is pertinent to our yoga practice and to all the choices we make in daily life. So I wanted to reference that this morning because you've already made a choice to be in a more awake, more conscious, more vital version of yourself by being here for practice. And we want to then have this choice help promote the next choice and the next choice that we want to participate in. So where you're sitting right now, I'm going to back up so I won't hit the computer. I'm going to ask you to just take one fist like this, and we'll do the left hand to the right. And this little Qigong practice, we're going to call this Topotment. So when you're doing it, try to be rhythmic, and you go from the wrist up to the elbow repeatedly on the forearm. It might be tender if you've been doing a lot of computer time. That can certainly happen. And then rotate so your thumb is pointing up and you've got these muscles up near the forearm and the elbow. And then rotate so your palm is facing down and you've got the top part of the forearm. You're asking for circulation and innervation and a rhythmic process. You're also waking up the skin of the body. So your largest immune organ, your circulation, innervation, the subtle body too. Okay, and then take it up to the bicep. And then take the arm and go to the tricep. And you can make that also rhythmic, just so it feels like for you it's an energetic, physical, and musical opening. Okay, and then take it to the upper chest on the right side, excuse me. And then to the center of the sternum. You can use your fingers. And then let both arms rest in your lap and try to notice the difference in your body right to left. Let's do the other side. So you can take the right hand over to the left forearm. And again, let it be rhythmic. Even you can think of it as musical. You're breaking up the residue in the body, but you're also waking up the skin of the body, circulation, innervation, the obvious structures of the body, but also your subtle body. You can smile at the tender spots, especially if you didn't know those tender spots were there. Come up towards your elbow and your forearm. You can do the thumb pointing up now, so you've got the inside edge of the forearm. And then go to the top. So palm face down. And in this Tepotman, again, I'm going to say smile at the places that are tender, especially if you didn't know that they were there. And then come up to the bicep. And take it to the tricep. Happiness, you can smile again. These are very important pathways for the heart and the arms and the hands, organs of action. And then come over to the upper chest on the left side. And then bring it into the sternum. Okay, and then let your hands rest and notice what's happening now. And maybe you wish somebody would do it on your upper back for you. Okay, and please come up to standing. We're going to do this for the legs, and then we'll move into a physical asana practice. So I'm going to back up, Alice, and you can come to the other camera, please. Okay, when you come up to standing, take your feet a little bit wider than your hips so you have the freedom for this. And we're going to start down at the back of the calf on the right side. You can do the inner and the outer calf also. And then the front of the shin. And then pause, rise up, and check how the right lower leg and the left lower leg feel relative to each other. Okay, and let's do the other side. So come down to your left shin with your two fists. You can include the outer and the inner shin also. And then the front of the shin. And then let's go left hand to the left and right hand to the right to the outer thighs. And then to the inner thighs. The front of the thighs. And the outer hips. And the lower back. And then let the arms relax and stand really still and just notice what is happening now. Okay, please bend your knees. Now we're going to do a little bit like Kriya. We say Kriya in yoga. Fists when you're flying the arms backwards, fingers when the arms are coming forward. It's going to be inhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the arms swing until they're still. Please go like this now. Inhale to go up. And exhale, come down to a ragdoll position. Take a deep breath in through the nose in your ragdoll position. And exhale, blow it out. Okay, rise up to standing. We're going to begin that again. So make 2 fists and inhale briskly back, exhale briskly forward. You can begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the arms swing until they're almost still, and then inhale, raise both arms. And exhale down like a rag doll. Inhale through the nose very deeply. And exhale, blow it out. Again, inhale through the nose deeply. And exhale, blow it out. And then hands to your hips. Please rise up to standing. Step forward on your mat so that you have a spot to step backwards to and you're not going to run into anything. Okay, this one is going to be inhale, the arms will go up. Exhale, the arms are going to come down. But we're going to inhale and step backwards to the crescent lunge pose also. So bend your knees slightly. This is a vigorous inhale like this and a vigorous exhale. So left foot back first. Four more. 2 more. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment and listen inside. So history is already calling from the streets. What choice will you make? Now we're going to do a slow sun salutation. We call that tamas. We're going to be moving slowly and steadily. And then we'll change the pace to rajas, a little more vigorous. And then we'll see what feels like sattva, the lucid, balanced guna. So palms together. Place the tip of your tongue behind the top two teeth and hollow the back of your throat. Using the ujjayi sound, sweep your hands down, palms forward, raise up, look up, and exhale. Energize your legs. So when you bow forward, as I said yesterday, the inner arches and inner thighs are still toned. Complete your exhale. Inhale, glide your heart forward. Please use blocks if that's been your preference. And exhale to bow towards your legs. One of the benefits of the blocks is you can press firmly with both hands into the blocks and tone your low belly. Okay, inhale, arms wide. Raise your heart. Root your tailbone and your heels. Lift your collarbones, your chin, your eyes. Exhale, hands to the heart. Imagine that you're moving through water that you don't want to disturb. Inhale. Exhale slowly forward. Tone your feet, inner arches, inner thighs and legs, then the low belly at the end of your exhale. Inhale, glide forward smoothly. This time, left foot straight back. Complete your exhale. Inhale, arms wide slowly. First third, middle third, upper third of the torso and the breath. Exhale, arms wide. Like closing an accordion, you're using the fold of the body to help release your exhale more completely. Inhale, step forward, heart forward, gaze forward. Exhale, right foot back. Use the entire exhale. Inhale, first third, middle third, including the back of the body, upper third. Exhale. Step backwards, dog pose. Exhale, forward plank pose. Step over one foot, inhale, upward dog pose. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, downward facing dog pose. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Let's step backwards, downward dog. Exhale, plank pose. Step over the other foot. Inhale, upward facing dog pose. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, downward facing dog pose. Exhale, left foot forward. Use the entire exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. And exhale, keep the lower body stable. And then inhale, right foot forward, heart forward. And exhale to bow. Make sure you've energized the legs so you're really stable from your feet to your hips. And inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana, moving through water you don't want to disturb. Exhale to the heart. So life will require different rhythms of us. The gunas are considered the three rhythms of nature, tamas, rajas, sattva. So now a little bit of rajas, still using the ujjayi breath, but more vigorous. And we're going to use Virabhadrasana 1 and Anjaneyasana. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, rise. Uttanasana through Anjali Mudra. Inhale, forward. Left knee back, Anjaneyasana. Inhale to rise. Exhale to descend. Inhale, step forward, heart forward. Exhale, right knee back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, descend. Inhale, step backwards. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Plank. Downward dog. Right foot forward. Pivot your left heel down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale to bow. Downward dog. Inhale. Plank. Upward dog, inhale. Plank. Downward dog. Left foot forward. Pivot your right heel down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale. Inhale, step forward. Exhale to bow. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to the heart. A little faster. Inhale. Chair. Ujjayi, inhale, rise. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Left knee. Anjaneyasana. Descend. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, right knee. Inhale, rise. Descend. Downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Plank. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Plank. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, right foot forward, pivot your left heel down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Descend. Downward dog. Exhale, plank. Upward dog. Plank. Downward dog. Okay, left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale to rise. Exhale to the heart. Stand really still. Listen in the center of your palms for your intention. And listen beneath the activation of the body. Listen in for that inner presence. That which is not thought. And you can ask yourself again, what choice will you make? What will you create? And then release both hands to your hips. Okay, so we're going to play with the psoas for a bit now. This is going to require that you stand on your blocks. So please put them like this. And if your feet are longer than the length of the block, this length, you can put another set of blocks in front, or you can put 2 blocks for the right foot and start with just the right. Okay, so standing on these 2 blocks, and we step backwards to warrior 1, and when we come forward to warrior 3, stepping back, we'll be stretching 1 psoas, we'll be stabilizing as we step back. Warrior 3, we have to use the psoas muscles to create the inner stability for the pose. So please bend both knees. Reach your arms forward. That's a counterbalance. Take your hips a little further back. Swing your right arm back, so that's a cross crawl pattern. Put your weight into your right hip. And then pick up the left knee to take the toe and place your left big toe, mound the big toe, inner heel. Then rise, sweep your left arm up. And out to the side, raise your right arm up to join your left. Now, as you're gazing up, I'm going to suggest that you bring the palms together if you're able to. Wrap the thumbs against each other. Root your tailbone and your left heel. Lift the pubic bone up, and then lift your rib cage up. The back bend in Virabhadrasana 1 is in the upper back and the heart. Now, as you exhale, bring your torso upright. Take the right arm down. You're going to split the 2 arms again. And let's keep this split as you reach forward, just about, let's say, 20 or 30 degrees forward. Now, from your left heel to your left thumb, you're already in Virabhadrasana 3. Float yourself onto your right leg. And to the best of your ability, straighten your right leg. Reach back through your right arm, forward through your left. Reach back through your left heel. And then exhale like a water bird, but coming up. Place your left foot on your block and release both arms down. Bend your knees, take your arms forward. Put your weight into your left hip. So left hip and left heel. Take the left arm back. Then you pick up the right knee and take the toe, right big toe, mound the big toe, right inner heel. Take the tailbone down, lift the pubic bone up, and then sweep your left arm up. So the back bend here is really in the upper back and the heart. Drive the tailbone down and forward, pubic bone forward and then up. And then raise your heart and use your shoulder blades on your upper back. And then exhale, bring your torso upright. So take the left arm now down and reach it back. And as you tip the torso forward, maybe 20 or 30 degrees, try to sense from your right heel to your right thumb. You've already got this Virabhadrasana 3 thing here, like an arrow as a warrior. Step up onto your left leg. And as you aim forward, straighten your left leg any amount that you can. Reach back through your left arm and your right heel. Reach way forward through your right arm. And then as you exhale, start rising up. Raise your left arm up next to your right and place your right foot on your block. Float your arms out to the side. Notice the heat in your body, however that shows up for you. Let your breathing become more balanced. Okay, please bend both knees. Take your arms forward. Put your weight into your right leg. Sweep the right arm back, left arm forward. So that's a cross crawl right there. And take the left big toe back. First, reach it back without touching down. Then bend your right knee and take the left big toe, mount of the big toe, inner heel. This time, place your right hand on the back of your pelvis so the fingers are up on the sacrum and the heel of the hand goes down. And as you help the pelvis to come forward with your right hand behind you, then raise up through your heart and your left arm. So the right hand is on the back of the pelvis, fingers pointing up. Here's the sacrum, and the heel of the hand is taking the tailbone down or suggesting that to the tailbone. And so with the hips coming forward and your heart going upwards, inhale, reach up one more time. And then bring the torso upright, but let's keep the right arm where it is. Okay, so try to sense that when you draw the low belly in now, the top of the sacrum presses back into your fingers. So you'll sense that movement right in there, exactly. Yep. And then make just a little side bend to your right. This is from yesterday's class. Adding the side bend to the lunge. Resist the urge to swing your hips to the side and make the side bend in the upper torso. Roll the right shoulder back. You're doing really well, thank you. And then from the left low belly, bring your torso upright like seaweed in the ocean. The current just changed. And then let's joyfully float forward, warrior 3. Reach your right arm back, left arm forward. Float the left leg back. Do not overextend your lumbar spine. You're not being held up by your lower back right now. And exhale, rise up. Place your left foot. And release both arms. Smile at your efforts, please. So the hand on the sacrum, this time is going to be your left hand on the back of the sacrum. The fingers will be pointing up, and the palm points down, like this. And so the shoulder has to roll back right there. Okay, let's begin. Bend your knees. Arms forward. Put your weight into your left hip and heel. Slide your left arm back, and then take the right toes. Don't touch it down just yet. Try to find your center. And then right big toe, mount the big toe, right heel. As you rise up, place the palm of your left hand on the back of your sacrum. Roll the left shoulder back. Reach up, up. When you roll the left shoulder back, some of you are going to find that you're working with your left wrist flexibility, left finger flexibility. Take the tailbone down, pivot bone forward and up. Lift the chin so your throat can also open here. And then exhale, bring this upright. Now as you're upright, keep the left shoulder moving back, pelvis stable, sacrum stable, and make a little side bend. Add that in. Reach upwards, not only sideways. Listen for what's happening in your right inner belly, right sideways. Good, good. And then exhale, bring this upright. Release your left arm back. So you're going to split the arms, and we are ready to just float forward to Virabhadrasana 3. Stand on the strength of your left leg. Lift the low belly in so you're not hammocking the lumbar spine towards the floor. And then exhale, start drawing yourself upright. Release both arms. Notice the heat of your body. We do have hard work ahead of us. So notice how you respond to difficult work on your yoga mat right now. And then please step backwards off of your blocks. Now I'd like you to take these 2 blocks down. We're going to work with the upper back. So if we take the 2 blocks down to the medium setting like this, when you put the palms together, for some of you, I have a 3rd block here. Actually, I have many blocks here, but for some you only have 2 blocks. So one way to separate the hands is going to be when you have the palms together, let me do it like this, and you separate, you keep the fingers touching, but you can separate the wrists. So Anjali Mudra, only knuckles, only fingerprints. So to do this, you're now going to place your elbows on the center of the blocks. Put your palms face up, please. This is like table pose. And then reach your hips back like puppy dog pose. Put the palms together and then decide if you're going to do flat palms like a prayer, knuckles, or fingerprints. My recommendation is the fingerprints because you can make the wrists wider and it helps to rotate your shoulders on them. Now imagine the psoas muscle from inside where your diaphragm is at your floating ribs, and it moves down alongside the vertebrae into the inner groin. So on the right low back, left low back, please don't let the lumbar spine hammock towards the floor, but rather give a little parachute feeling to the lower back. And breathe in. And then please reach forward. What you're going to do is turn your palms face up again. You're on the center part of the block with the elbows. And then please walk back to kneeling. Okay, now we're going to repeat that, but we're going to change one thing about the feet, shins, knees, thighs, and hips. And they're going to swivel in one direction. So since it's probably hard to see that from when you're looking down in the pose, just take a quick peek here. When you set up, so you're on the back of the forearms here, we reach back, something like this. You're going to put the legs together and then swivel both feet, both shins, and both hips to the right. So that means I'm stretching the left side waist a little bit more, then I come to center, and then we go to the other side, stretching the right side waist a little bit more, and back to center. And also in that sort of side waist thing, you're going to be addressing the quadratus lumborum and the psoas. So let's place the forearms Walk your knees back as needed to come into kind of like a dolphin pose, puppy dog pose combo. And as you press into your fingerprints and widen the centers of your palms, the heels of your hands, you are encouraging this rotation of the shoulder joint. Now putting the legs together, let's rotate both shins to the right. And imagine the C shape on the left side of the body. And then rotate both shins to center and to your left. Try to imagine the C shape on the right side of the body. And rotate that back to center. Roll your body weight forward. So you're going to come onto your forearms and then allow the hips to come down. So this is like doing Sphinx pose with your elbows elevated. Right. So lengthen the tailbone back towards your toes. Turn the palms face up, please. Roll your shoulders back. Lift up through your heart, your collarbones, the base of your skull, and then your chin and your eyes. And then exhale, gaze forward. Press down with your elbows, roll the belly in. Walk the knees forward, hands back. Take one block to sit on and come to Zazen, also called Vajrasana. And listen again. The author said, history is calling itself right now. What choice will you make? What will we create? What will we become? Please reach for a blanket and place your blanket on the, what am I doing? On the right side. I'm mirroring you guys. On the right side. And put it a little bit diagonal like this, please. Because you're really just going to be using it for your hip. And then you can sit your right hip down. So this is a pose, this is the base of a pose called Bharadvajasana. You take the back of your left hand around the outside of your right thigh. Now to get it there, you could do this. And then you have it kind of fixed there. Yeah. Walk your right hand back. If you're feeling like your arms are a little short like mine, you can use a block under your right hand. And please twist to your right. So this twist is going to include a side bend and a back bend, both of which we're going to be deepening slowly. So one of my recommendations, very strong recommendation, is that I was being a little playful, like how do you get your hand in there? But actually if you do fix it in there, it's a more powerful pose. So if you didn't quite get it, you put the fingers, and then the back of the hand is really around the outside of your right thigh. And that means that you've already made a side bend. You already have the upper torso twisting. And then twist to your right. And you're going to be twisting to the right with the upper chest and torso, but it is a back bend and a side bend to the left. Might be helpful to elevate your right hand on the block if you haven't done that yet. And gently raise your chin up and slowly rotate your chin to your left. Rotate your right shoulder back to your right. And for those who would like to, you can release your right hand from the floor, raise your right arm up. So you have this side bend, you created a back bend. The upper torso is twisting to the right. You can turn your head down to your left. And then float the right arm away from the pose first. And then left arm. And come to sit asymmetrically, right? Here you are. So just pause. Pause and notice. I know it feels kind of funny. Asymmetrical. Let's put the blanket under the other hip. Left hip down. Yeah. Good. The back of the right hand around the outside. And it can be helpful to actually pick up and slide the fingers under. Yeah. And then twist to your left. You may put your left hand on a block behind you. And as you're going left, think about the upper torso is twisting to your left. You are going to make a back bend back to the right and also a side bend to your right. There you go. Really good. And the side bend, be gentle. You don't know how far you can go and there's no particular destination. You're not being measured. You may lift your chin and explore what does it mean to open the throat. You may choose to raise your left arm up. There you go. Yeah. Listen for how the breath is inside. The turn of your head down to the right with the twist of the chest up to your left. You might find that you get some information about the left side of your neck. You can release your left arm first. You might notice it was really instrumental in opening the left sideways. And roll yourself up and just be willing to sit a little bit asymmetrical for a moment. There's an important pranayama that I want to do with you this morning. So I'm going to ask us now to take this blanket and unfold it and then roll it. You can decide if you're going to roll your blanket all the way or only part way. That will be entirely up to you. And what you want to check is that you could fit this blanket between your floating ribs and your hip bones, right? So it's not based on anything other than your body proportions. So if the blanket roll becomes too big and it hurts your floating ribs here, then that won't be helpful to you. So you can check like this. And then the options here are going to be child's pose with a support for your head like this, or Paschimottanasana with the blanket roll. So in Paschimottanasana, you keep the legs straight out, and the blanket roll is still snug up against the low belly, and you may take a block for your head, like this. And what we're looking for here is the inner sense that if there is belly tension, I know that's a big hypothesis, right? If there is belly tension, we're able to release some of that before coming to Shavasana in preparation for pranayama. Now releasing the block from under your head, whether you're in child's pose or Paschimottanasana, please rise up to kneeling or sitting, and then come down to Shavasana. And what I'm going to recommend is that you lie promptly still. Let your body integrate the work we've been doing. Just know that you're getting ready for pranayama, so you really don't want to be thinking right now. You're not ruminating or planning. But rest with the question and let your body wisdom and your deeper wisdom answer the question wordlessly. The question, what choice will you make? So you can close your eyes. Let your attention come inward, inward. So right now you are, in a way, you're kind of drawing your antenna in to the place of deepest wisdom. You're not retreating from the world long term, just that in Shavasana, you're going to draw in to sense that deeper place of response. And you don't have to be hunting for the response. Let the mind and body, as you know them, let them deeply relax. Relax your eyebrows, your eyelids, the corners of your eyes. The muscles of your cheeks. The hinge of your jaw. Soften your tongue. And the tongue goes back into the throat quite a ways. Allow your throat and your neck to become more easeful. shoulders get heavy towards the floor. Release the weight of your arms. And release your torso, shoulder blades and ribs, the inner organs, the vertebrae. Allow the structure of your body to rest. Allow your legs to get heavier, pelvis and hips, right thigh, left thigh, right knee, left knee, right shin, left shin, back of your right heel, back of your left heel. Welcome the whole body to rest, the physical structure of your body, and be deep with relaxation. Allow your mind also to be at ease, not intruding on how your body soaks in this medicine, nor preventing your return to the deeper wisdom. The mind is at rest. Now welcoming the ease that you've been returning to. Sense the earth beneath you and the root tendrils of everything connected to everything else. Just like your own antenna connected to the web, the interconnected web of all that is, all that has been, and all that will be. You can lightly wiggle your fingers and your toes. And toning the low belly, just gently enough, bend one knee at a time. Please roll to your right side. And use both hands to come up to sitting. I'm going to recommend actually that you come up to kneeling. So for those of you for whom kneeling is completely comfortable, you kneel sitting right on your heels. If that's not your experience, you can take a blanket to put under like this. Now that does elevate your hips, and I don't want you to feel like you're falling forward when you come forward. So another support is to have a block here or a blanket so that when you come forward, you will not be tipping forward. This short pranayama that we'll do goes like this. You place the fists inside the low belly. This is my inhale when I'm upright. This is the exhale. Then I'm going to hold the exhale out. And as the exhale is suspended, I'll deeply relax the muscles that made the exhale possible. A little suction happens inside. Those are called bandhas. And then you release that suction and you inhale to rise back up. It's called Korma Mudra, or Kormasana. Okay, so let's start upright. If you prefer to do this in a chair, you can do that so long as there's a place to put your head on a second chair in front of you. And I do want the fists in the belly, unless you have your menstrual cycle, then this is contraindicated. What we're going to do is inhale while we're upright. And then exhale, come forward. If you do have your menstrual cycle, just do it without the fists in the belly and without exhale suspension. Those who are coming down, complete the exhale, and then holding the exhale out, relax the muscles that made the exhale possible. And then releasing the bandhas, you're going to inhale, rise back up to sitting. And either have a catch-up breath cycle or proceed with your next exhale. Then you inhale to come upright. And either have a catch-up breath cycle or proceed once more with your next exhale. And then you'll inhale to come upright when you are ready to do so. Rest your palms in your lap if you prefer. And place a block under your hips if you don't have one there now. Let everything become very still. So the inner antenna, that's your vertical plumb line. You can imagine that as getting very still. The conduit is clear, open, unobstructed. And you can imagine from this central channel the neurological tendrils that go out to sense the world that you are a part of. We are all that is, all that has been, and all that will be. So we do have to ask, what choice will we make? Join your hands together at your heart. Om Bhurva Suvah Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahhi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayata. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Hari Om. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. And we'll come up to say hi for a few minutes. Hi. The amount of light has changed, so you can see me better. I can see you. Nice to see you. Such important times.